Oh, hi. I'm David Gregory. Welcome to our second episode of our sitcom, Here to There. Sorry, what? You haven't watched the first episode yet? Well, I can't tell you about the second episode until you've gone and watched the first episode. So go watch the first episode and I'll be here waiting. Oh, good. You're back. Funny episode, right? As first mate Andrew McGinnis, I didn't have such a great first voyage on the Winslow. Can you believe second mate Cardwell thinks she's in charge? Just because she's been here longer? I don't think Andrew is in that much over his head. He just needs time to adjust to things. In this episode, Andrew tries to help Kay, the woman who runs the galley with her people skills. Yeah, Casey doesn't think it's such a great idea either, but I'm in charge. Everyone needs to just remember that. Oh, also, there are people dressed in live action role play costumes. That's LARP. And there's a fender bender involving one of the regular commuters. But I don't have time for that. I have my hands full with Kay and Casey. So Melissa Archer explained all that shooting on Zoom stuff, right? So we're clear, it's not a forever thing. This is a virtual showcase. Here to There will be filmed in front of a live audience someday. For now, have a good time with our cast and our stories. It's pretty entertaining stuff. So sit back and enjoy an interview, a fender bender, and LARPing. Episode 2 of Here to There. Permission to laugh is granted because I'm in charge. Oh man, where's my sewing kit?
Act 1, A. Fade in. Interior, main cabin, evening. Passengers settle in. A large group of passengers dressed in fantasy sci-fi character costumes engage each other in conversations or mock battles. Andrew stands by the door and nods to commuters. Kay, carrying a banana, enters and walks to Andrew.
Hey, you like bananas?
Yes, but there's no eating.
Kay quickly peels the banana and hands it to Andrew. Kay keeps the peel and exits. Casey enters and crosses to Andrew.
That's how you greet passengers? With your banana in your hand?
Hey, gave it to me.
Did she keep the peel?
Yes.
She left a peeled orange on my desk. She's making prison wine again.
Prison wine?
She makes it with old fruit peels in a toilet.
Why?
A hobby. She gifts it to the crew.
What does prison wine taste like?
Oh, no one drinks it, but you can use it. Her Chardonnay gets rid of hard water stains in my bathtub.
Two passengers dressed in sci-fi costumes and carrying lighted swords enter the main cabin from opposite ends. They walk towards each other, meeting up in front of Casey and Andrew. The sci-fi passengers start whacking each other with the lighted swords.
Guys, you can't do that in here. Guys!
Knock it off! Be good, boys, dressed in weird costumes, and go sit quietly.
The sci-fi passengers slink off.
Do you really think yelling at them was the best thing to do?
Well, it worked. So, yes.
Andrew tosses the banana in a nearby garbage can. Liz enters, and as she walks to Casey and Andrew, sci-fi passenger 3, holding a staff, crosses in front of her. Liz bumps him, causing him to drop his staff.
How dare you show such disrespect? I am Fortuno, overlord of...
Is there a Mrs. Fortuno?
No.
And do you know why?
Yes.
Sci-Fi Passenger 3 picks up his staff and walks off.
LARPers.
What are LARPers?
LARP, LARP, live action role play.
Gamers dress up like characters from video games. They roleplay and act out scenes. There was some convention in town today.
How do you two know what LARPing is? Did you ever date a LARPer?
Are you kidding?
Hey, you once dated a guy who handed out menus in front of a Chinese restaurant dressed as a fried dumpling.
He also used to get up at 3 in the morning and watch bra infomercials. And he dumped me.
Adults in costumes. Silly stuff.
I'm sure back in the day you wore a costume.
Casey thinks back to B. Interior High School Auditorium Stage. The stage is set for Grease, with teens dressed as characters from the musical on stage. Teenage Casey plays Rizzo, Teenage Andrew plays Danny, Melanie plays Sandy, and Tim plays Kanicki. A teacher stands on stage. Teenage Andrew and Melanie have their arms around each other.
Casey, Tim, okay, we've been rehearsing this for 3 weeks, and I'm still not feeling the Rizzo and Kanicki connection here. Okay, now look at Andrew and Melanie. Andrew and Melanie are Danny and Sandy. Okay, now Andrew, do you feel it? Do you feel it?
Me and Melody feel each other constantly.
We sure do.
Now, Rizzo and Kanicki, they may be secondary leads, yes, but the audience has to root for you as well. All right, now, Tim, make Casey want you.
Tim smiles and leans into Casey's face.
There's something brown in your teeth. It's either new pot roast or old peanut butter.
All right, take 5. Take 20.
Teenage Casey watches as teenage Andrew and Melanie walk off stage, arms around each other's waists. Tim picks furiously at his teeth. Off Casey's sigh, we go back to...
Did I ever wear a costume? I don't recall.
It'll probably come to you one summer night when you're hand jiving.
Kay, carrying watermelon rinds, enters and walks past the group. They watch as Kay exits.
Live action role play, huh?
Andrew follows after Kay.
What was that about costumes?
Well, I thought it might jog Andrew's memory about our high school days.
It's been a week since he came on board. Still nothing?
Mafia hitmen remember more when they testify in court.
Second mate Cardwell, there's been a minor fender bender on the car deck. Over.
Okay, I'll send someone down. Over and out.
Several passengers holding pieces of dripping watermelon cross to the garbage can near Casey and Liz. Casey and Liz jump back as the angry passengers sloppily throw the watermelon in the trash.
Wasn't Kay carrying watermelon rinds? Ugh! Is it prison wine season again?
Casey exits as Liz crosses the cabin to her seat. Sheridan, a 12-year-old girl in a Larping costume and carrying a tablet, crosses to Liz.
Aren't you Liz Wallach, the president of Wallach Works?
Do I know you? Did I fire one of your parents? Did I fire both of them?
I saw you in a tech magazine. My name is Sheridan. I'm a gamer. I write a blog about gaming exclusively for girls. Hey, can I interview you?
The empowerment of girls in an area dominated by boys? I'll be glad to answer your questions.
Great. First question. Why do all the video games made by your company suck?
D. Interior car deck. Dr. Tom stands near his car, the bumper of which is against the bumper of another car belonging to Alana, attractive in her 50s, dressed in an alluring feline LARPing costume. Alana stands near her car.
This fiasco validates the whole stereotype about women drivers. I don't see why you need to operate motor vehicles. Isn't it enough that you can vote and wear pants?
I'm guessing your wife wears the pants in your marriage?
I don't see what that has to do with you hitting my car.
Danny, carrying a clipboard, enters and crosses to the cars.
I gotta do an accident report. Let me get some basic info.
Madam, you will now witness the status I hold on this ferry. I have known Seaman Ragusio since he started on the boat. Right, Danny?
Name?
I didn't know this ferry had such attractive officers.
Oh, I'm not an officer. I'm not really sure why they hired me. Probably for my looks.
I'm Alana. You're probably wondering why I'm dressed like this.
Oh, coo-coo-ca-choo, Mrs. Robinson.
I was at the gaming convention. Do you like to play games, Danny?
Seaman Ragusio will not fall for the obvious flirtations of a woman old enough to be his grandmother.
I do have to maintain my objectivity. Casey taught me that word.
Yeah. And, madam, your breasts are crooked.
Damn, implants shifted when I put on this costume.
E. Interior office. Andrew sits at his desk. Casey enters.
You said something potentially disturbing about roleplay.
Kay enters and looks around the office.
Where are the apples you said that were in here?
There are no apples.
What? I need apple peels to give my wine that piquant note.
Lying to Kay to get her to come into the office. Smart move. You're catching on.
Kay, we're going to improve your job performance through role play.
Oh, dear God. Please be kidding.
Okay, I've done community theater.
Not that kind of role play.
I was Anita once in West Side Story. I like to be in America.
Not that kind of role play.
I played Stanley in an experimental production of A Streetcar Named Desire. Stella!
Not that kind of role play.
Look, if it's relevant to the plot, I can do full frontal nudity.
Now I taste bile.
So the takeaway is there are no apples.
Act 2. H. Fade in. Interior galley. Raoul and other workers help passengers at the counter. Kay, Casey, and Andrew enter. Kay walks to the counter. Casey and Andrew stop midway to the counter.
Human Resources has tried this kind of thing with Kay before.
And?
Kay stands behind the counter face to face with a passenger.
What do you mean you're having a coffee emergency? There's no such thing. Get over yourself.
Like having Julie Andrews back there.
How has she gotten away with this behavior and not been reprimanded?
She's not allowed to keep a bat behind the counter anymore. She's more of a nuisance than dangerous, once we took away the bat.
Okay, well, we can't have her acting like that. But I think I can fix her.
Kay hands a cup to a LARPer.
Here's your hot chocolate. Boy, do you look stupid.
Casey pats Andrew on the back.
Remember, you think this is a good idea. As Raul would say, vaya con Dios.
Vaya con Dios.
J. Interior, main cabin. Liz and Sheridan sit.
It's not nice for young ladies to say something sucks.
Yeah, well, I'm a straight shooter. I calls them like I sees them.
We can talk about your grammar later, but for now, why do the video games aren't up to your standards?
Games are rushed out and they have glitches. And then we have to download the fix, which doesn't always work.
Actually, that's a good, legitimate concern. I'll meet with my designers to avoid issues like this in the future. Thank you for bringing this matter to my attention. I think that's how we word that in the press release. Anyway, nice meeting you. You can go.
It's never about the consumer, just the profit.
Aren't you a wise and hostile little thing? How old did you say you were? Huh? 57?
Do you really listen to feedback? Or is it too noisy in the boardroom with all the executives laughing and saying, "Oh well, we messed up again"?
Who let you off your leash?
Instead of putting out a quality product, you're only interested in making fast money. Money that keeps you in fake Fendi handbags.
Fake Fendi? Listen, you... Okay. Okay, we've gotten off on the wrong foot. Maybe you'd like to visit my company.
Oh, please. You're not going to kiss me off with some PR stunt. Can we discuss how easy it is to beat your lame games?
Oh, I would love to discuss a good beating.
Liz cracks her knuckles as Sheridan works her tablet, and we cut to K. Interior car deck. Dr. Tom, Danny, and Alana stand near the cars. Danny writes as Alana talks.
I tapped his car and put a little dimple in his bumper. I mean, what else do you need? My number, my measurements.
And now for my side.
His side is when I put the dimple in his bumper, he complained. Did I mention I'm divorced? Did you know what they say about divorcees?
That their ex-husbands couldn't stand them and threw them out like a sack of trash.
You look handsome in that uniform.
Make anything look good. I just have one of those bodies.
Before this gets any more ridiculous, madam, who was president when you were born?
Richard Nixon.
Yeah, oh, you had a president named Dick.
And what is your favorite movie?
Roman Holiday with Audrey Hepburn and Gregory Peck.
And you?
Harold and Kumar go to White Castle with Harold and Kumar.
This stuff doesn't matter. I bet you're an excellent lover.
Me? No. I just finish and go. By the time you catch up, I'm already in the drive-through line at McDonald's.
Oh, you haven't met the right teacher. Maybe you need an older woman.
I'm not a big fan of the elderly. They always complain they're cold and they smell like reheated coffee.
Oh, the great thing about kids is they say exactly what's on their minds and they never lie.
I do have one question.
Yes?
Who are Audrey Hepburn and Gregory Peck?
M. Interior Galley. Casey, observing, stands at the side of the counter. Kay stands behind the counter. Andrew stands on the other side of the counter, face to face with Kay.
I used to model. Not runway, print.
I'm waiting for a punchline.
Kay exits into the kitchen. Kay returns a moment later, holding a catalog. Kay hands Andrew the catalog. Andrew contemplates the cover.
This is a corrective shoe catalog.
Page 42.
Cautiously, Andrew flips to the page.
Oh, dear God. That's a foot?
Andrew offers the catalog to Casey.
Not for a 50% raise and an extra month of vacation.
Andrew drops the catalog on the counter. Passenger 1 walks up to the counter and looks around.
No fresh fruit today. We're all out.
Raoul, carrying a bowl of fruit, enters from the kitchen and starts towards the counter.
Put that fruit back where I hid it. I need those peels for my private label.
Ay, Dios mío.
Raoul notices the catalog on the counter and picks it up. In horror, he drops it on the counter.
Ay, libro del diablo.
Raoul, carrying the fruit, hurries into the kitchen. Passenger 1 gives up and walks away.
What did he say?
He said Kay's catalog is the book of the devil. Didn't you take Spanish in high school?
Okay, Kay, You've got to be friendly with the passenger. Now, I'll pretend to be the passenger.
Won't make a difference.
Casey grabs a napkin from the counter and starts to write on it.
Now remember, I'm the passenger.
You gonna order something or rent that space?
No, try again.
Casey hands Kay the napkin she wrote on.
Read this.
Oh, good. I'm not ready to be off book yet. Hello, how are you this evening? What can I get you? This is funny.
This is what you should say to every passenger. Now, hi, I would like a large coffee, please.
Kay turns to the coffee makers and pours a cup of coffee. Kay returns to the counter and puts the coffee before Andrew.
I left some room at the top because you look like the dainty type that needs a lot of cream.
Okay, let's keep the poisonous pot shots in your head. Now, is the coffee cake fresh?
Kay reaches for a hunk of pre-wrapped coffee cake and bangs it on the counter. Kay reaches for another coffee cake and bangs it on the counter. Kay pushes a cake to Andrew.
This one's fresher.
Why did you do that?
How else am I going to check to see if the coffee cake is fresh? Anything else, princess?
Casey moves to Andrew and Kay.
Let me try. What's up, Kay?
My blood pressure.
Is Raul here?
Raul, bossy girl wants you.
Hola, Raul. Can I get a large coffee and some coffee cake?
See?
Raul turns to the coffee maker and pours a cup of coffee. Raul returns to the counter and puts the coffee before Casey.
I leave some room if you want crema or leche.
Room for milk or cream? How thoughtful.
I get you some nueva coffee cake from the kitchen, okay? It's muy fresh.
Raul exits into the kitchen. A beat, and Raul returns with the coffee cake and places it before Casey. Casey hands Raul money, which Raul puts in the cash register.
Gracias, Raul.
De nada. Adios.
Raul exits into the kitchen as Casey takes her treats and moves back to her spot at the edge of the counter.
Carry on.
Brava, brava!
Okay, well, so you can become a polite, delightful galley manager if you come back from the dark side.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I was pretty raw as Stanley in Streetcar. But this is real, man.
Okay, you can do it. You just have to find your inner galley manager.
Okay. It looks like fun. Okay, I'm your messy lump of clay. Mold me.
Messy clay. Good observation. Now, watch.
Andrew and Kay switch places at the counter. A not-so-obvious female LARPer crosses to the counter.
Hello there. What an interesting costume. What can I get you?
An iced tea and a pretzel.
Of course, coming right up.
Andrew looks around behind the counter, not sure where to find what he's looking for. Kay makes her way to Casey.
Are you new? Can I get someone that knows what he's doing?
I'm sorry. I'm looking.
Gee, slow. And you charge these rip-off prices.
Several more LARPers cross to the counter.
I hope you're not in a hurry. I'm still waiting on this guy to find that huge stack of cups that's on the counter behind him.
If you just be patient, sir, I promise I can.
I'm a woman.
Oh, sorry.
If he's supposed to be acting like he works at the counter, he's terrible.
He can't ad-lib.
I don't know what that means, but I don't get why this guy was ever hired.
Act 3, P. Fade in. Interior car deck.
Oh, for a form with only 2 pages, this is taking a long time.
Yes, it is. And I haven't even gotten a chance to speak yet. I am the victim here. I could have been injured. My time has been wasted, but we can't seem to get past this desperate strumpet trying to hook up with you. I don't usually do this with a lady present, but I'm about to use coarse and salty language.
Dr. Tom was mad. Car got hit by a strumpet. Okay, got everything.
That's it?
Well, the line is not responsible for damage to personal property. So, yeah, that's it.
What about what I might need?
You'll get an email copy of the accident report for your insurance.
That's not what I meant.
What else do you need? Oh, you're talking about you hitting on me.
Are we gonna get together or what?
The costume ad's an interesting possibility. I'm gonna pass. No offense, I'm just not into older women. I mean, your implants can't stay straight in a tight top. I'm afraid I'd knock them around to your shoulder blades. Enjoy the rest of your crossing.
Well, Alana, you have to pay for the damage to my car, and you made a fool of yourself pursuing that young man.
Danny exits. Dr. Tom leans against the headlight of his car.
Not a good evening for you. Can you chase down Danny and ask him to come back with an injury report for the broken headlight glass in the back of my thigh?
R. Interior, hallway outside office. Andrew, his uniform stained, enters, followed by Casey. Andrew opens the office door and enters the office, slamming the door in Casey's face. Casey tries to open the door.
Stay out! I'm changing.
It's just some ketchup. And a few dozen cups of coffee.
A lunatic dressed like a unicorn attacked me with a jelly donut.
These things happen.
Nowhere else on the planet, on any planet, do these things happen.
Kay is who she is.
And that's the problem. Her behavior has been accepted for far too long.
With someone like Kay, you pick your battles.
And I keep picking Waterloo and the Bay of Pigs.
You haven't been aboard that long. What did you expect?
Honestly, more support from my second mate.
Casey slumps against the wall and thinks back on S. Interior school hallway. Teenage Andrew, dressed in football gear, and other similarly geared teen boys hang in the hallway, surrounded by Melanie and other teenage girl cheerleaders. Teenage Casey, dressed in the Rosie the Red Squirrel mascot costume, starts to come around the corner, but quickly backs up when she sees everyone.
We need to get rid of the mascot. She dances like a drunk in an earthquake.
Give her a break. It's a thankless job.
She's annoying. She's into everything.
She works pretty hard for the school. And did you ever speak to her? She's really smart, but she doesn't show it off. She's pretty cool. So back off.
Casey takes off the mascot head and exits unseen by the group as we go back to...
Look, if the higher-ups in the port office want changes made on this ferry, then you are obviously the guy who they know can get it done.
Andrew, changed, steps into the hallway, closing the door.
Thank you for saying that.
I owe you one.
One what?
Never mind. Look, Kay has been a fixture on this ferry for a couple 100 years now, and despite her crustiness, at the end of the day, I like her.
Yeah, well, do you like bunnies? Because bunnies are loaded with fleas and lice.
Kay's clean. Every 3 months, I rent a baboon to groom her.
Have the baboon teach her some manners.
Fancy baboon like that isn't in the budget.
Andrew and Casey exit as we cut to X. Interior main cabin. Liz and Sheridan sit. Liz has had enough.
As for the graphics of the game, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'll give them an 8. but it's still lipstick on a pig.
Funny, I was just thinking something very similar.
Any game you put out, I kill it in like 3 days.
There was a time when video games were challenging. They had plots and you had to defeat each level to move on. But then something happened. Kids got
smarter,
lazier. Computers and social media make things too easy. And now everyone, kids especially, demand instant gratification. As little work or thought as possible invested into anything. That's the cry from you, the consumer. And I fill that need. I dumb down the games. And the constant dumbing down of this country has made us soft and lethargic and mediocre.
Casey enters and walks to Liz.
So you see, Sheridan, because of kids like you and your increasing something for nothing demands, you are ruining America. You know what might be mad at you for that? God!
Sheridan slumps in her seat as Casey reaches them.
Where have you been? I just destroyed this know-it-all little ditch rat with a scathing Dr. Tom speech, and no one was around to hear it.
Well, I was watching Andrew being ridiculous.
Danny, carrying papers, enters and walks to Casey and Liz. Danny hands Casey the papers. Casey glances through the papers.
Accident report from the fender bender.
Hit by a strumpet.
That's Dr. Tom's description of the accident. I think it's some kind of insurance code.
Dr. Tom was in an accident?
Minor, but the shards of glass in his leg from the busted headlight were major.
Alana enters and crosses part way through the cabin.
Sheridan, come on. It's almost time to go.
Mom, this woman said that God was gonna come for me.
Sheridan, I've had a very bad evening and I don't want to hear it. Let's go.
Alana turns and exits.
What's considered elderly?
I don't know. Over 70?
Whoa, I was way off.
Danny exits as Sheridan starts to walk towards Alana.
Sheridan, wait.
Sheridan crosses back to Liz. Liz picks up her purse and opens it. Liz shows Sheridan the inside of her purse.
I think I was a bit hard on you, so I want to teach you something. This is the serial number for my Fendi bag to prove it's real. Oh, and we just raised all our game prices. I've had my eye on this tennis bracelet from Cartier. Ugh.
Sheridan storms off.
She started it.
Andrew roleplayed with Kay to teach her better customer service.
How did that go?
Passengers threw food at Andrew, and Kay ate my coffee cake. About what I expected.
And he still doesn't remember you.
Never even flinches when I bring up the past.
Andrew and Kay enter and stand near the main doors. Alana and Sheridan walk past Andrew to exit.
Do you have a pleasant crossing?
No. Your crew is clueless and weird. Yes, I'm wearing this costume and I'm calling you weird.
Alana and Sheridan bustle past Andrew and exit, followed by Casey. Left alone, Andrew watches them go.
There ain't like high school.
Andrew exits. Kay stands at another door and nods to exiting passengers.
Thanks for riding with us. Do you have any old fruit? Pleasure seeing you. Do you have any old fruit? Hope to see you again. Hey, you gonna finish that pear?
As passengers continue exiting past Kay, we fade out. Tag. Fade in. Interior galley. Night. Alone in the galley, Raoul and Sheridan sit at a table.
Oh, I get you now, little girl.
I'm using a power booster.
That's no good. I come from the other side. ¡Ah! Die, pequeña diablo!
No, I'm out of lives. Rematch.
No, it no matter. I'm too good for you. This game is muy fácil. It's too easy. I beat everybody I play.